The other thing about the Olmec is the Olmec, as far as we know, probably were the first to invent a game called Ulama. And the Ulama game is something you've probably seen in films or seen pictures of. It was a ball game. It was part basketball, part football, part wrestling, and part survival to the death type of game. It was played on a stone court that usually had seating above it, and there were two teams that played. Usually each team had about 4 players on it, and there was a vertical basketball hoop, if you can imagine it, and they played with a rubber ball. In fact, the Olmec actually had all these rubber trees around them, and so that's how they got the rubber. In fact, Olmec means rubber people. But what they did was they would take these rubber balls that they were able to make, and they would have these 2 teams play. One team was supposed to represent the gods of the underworld, and the other team was supposed to represent the gods from above. And specifically, the gods of above were supposed to conquer the gods of the underworld by beating them in this game. But this game was a lot harder than basketball. Sure, like basketball, you had to get that rubber ball through the hoop, but unlike basketball, you can't use your hands. And unlike, say, soccer, you can't use your feet. In other words, the Olmec had to use any other part of their body, their head, their shoulder, their elbow, whatever worked to actually get the ball through the hoop or to pass the ball to a teammate. And then, of course, what awaited you as the winning team was, of course, a great feast. And if you happened to be the team that lost, that's okay. It just meant you would lose your head and be sacrificed to the gods. In fact, what we can tell from history is probably most of the games were rigged. Probably most of the time, those who were on the losing side had been captured from some other civilization and were being forced to play this game with injuries or with their hands tied behind their back or something like that that made it so that it was pretty certain they were going to actually lose.